I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Good evening everyone, welcome to another flight from the Glide Slope channel, and today we're flying out of this beautiful island of Corfu all the way to Pisa in Italy. So from Greece to Italy, and our trusted Airbus A320 from Fenix Simulations. And like I said in the introduction, or the description, I mean, should be an uneventful flight, aside from the fact that there's some weird weather going on right now in Central Europe. Some very hot temperatures somewhere, some thunderstorms elsewhere, but we will see what will happen. And we're taking this beautiful livery from ITA Airways, born in 2021. That was when ITA Airways took over Alitalia's assets and became its own airline. Most of this company right now operates charter flights. Well, not most, but a lot of flights are operated charter flights, including flights for EasyJet, or is it Ryanair? No, it's EasyJet. But today we're going to fly on ITA Airways colors to Italy, to Pisa, and we're taking this beautiful airplane, very trustworthy Phoenix aircraft as usual. So without further ado, let's get things running. So welcome to Betsy. Betsy's had a new haircut. Look at that. She looks fresh. Oh, hello. You don't look like Betsy, do you? No. I switched the model because I was really tired of the other Betsy. Here we go. Powering on. I love this sound. Just listen to it. Nice. So the plane's while the plane's coming to life, let's get our flight here loaded in. So we just boarded from Simbrief. Here we go from Corfu to Pisa. We made this flight in Simbrief and we imported it. It's as easy as this. This plane is amazing, and when it comes to GSX and Simbrief integration, as well as
Runway awareness. Okay.
Meters.
So this is vRAAS, this is an external program. So again, the smoke detection fault, always the same issue here. Not sure if that's intended. I believe it is, but don't quote me on that. So let's load the aircraft. Let's just load the packs and let's load the fuel instantly. And so now we're just going to wait for the passengers to move in. Before that, we need to configure the plane. So let's go to the ATSU menu. We need AOC, not ATC. ATC request, and let's do a pre-departure clearance based on the flight plan that we just loaded. So let's go to, well, first of all, I think we should initiate the plane itself. Yes. So we are going to align the IRS first, 1, IRS 2, and IRS 3. Again, I think these lights should be lit a little longer than they do, and we also need to the on-bat notification, which we do not. It only comes later. But again, this is just being picky. Alright, so nav 1, let's turn on the seatbelt signs and the no smoking signs. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's set our cruise supply to on, and let's set ground control for on. As we do this, of course, the plane will now start its lining procedure. So we're gonna go here, INS on request. So these are the IRSs based on GPS positioning. So you see they are coincidental, so we don't really need to set anything. And we do need to request the route, so we're just gonna press init request, wait a few seconds, and there it is. So we got from Corfu to Pisa. Our alternate is Rome Fiumicino. Now we just need to insert the flight data, the rest of the flight data, because it doesn't load that. So we got a gust index of 44. We are going to cruise at altitude 360 out of the airport. Alright, we got an uplink here, done. And now the flight number, we are flying ETI 229er, or ITY, better said, 229er. Olá, bravo Papa, boa tarde. Hello Andrew, nice to see you as well. Let's request our winds aloft. Done. Let's leave it at that. We don't need to hang around. Alright, let's go to the initiation page, sorry, flight plan page. It's loaded in. We just need now to go to the ATSU, AOC, and now we can request flight initiation. So we got flight number ITY. Where's the Y? 229er. Whoops, 229er. We are going to depart from LGKR. Whoops, wrong key. LGKR to Pisa, which is ILRP. Our expected time of departure will be somewhere in the vicinity of 1900 hours. I'm not going to be picky about time, because there's always something, an explanation that needs to be done, etc. So let's request that. Sent. Let's go back to the ATSU, AOC, and now we can request the ATC departure. Should have semi-populated. Now let's go through beyond ATC. We got Lima as the ID. So we have wind calm, KVOC, temperature 2.23, QNH 1011.
Passengers bus is coming.
Right. As the passengers are being loaded in, we are going to set our QNH here real quick. We are at gate number something something. I am very lousy with gate numbers. So, what's our gate? This will change hopefully in the near future. So we are at gate 9er. This will change in the near future as Navigraph intends to add gate assignment to the flight plan, which is always good. So we are LGKRS station, and let's send it. It is sent. Alright, now we need to wait for the uplink, the data link. And so we got the winds. Alright, we got winds loaded in, that's good. We're just gonna wait for Beyond ATC to reply to our ATC pre-departure clearance request. Then we can insert the performance here. As for our loading, we are still in process, so we got 113 out of 144. Cargo is also pretty much halfway. We got our tanks already full. Well, not full, but enough for the flight. I do have flaps full indicated because I was flying earlier and I left the knob in flaps full, so the flaps are extended. My bad. Okay, let's boost the lights here a little bit. It's getting a little darker outside. Looks good. We also can turn on the wind inspection. Alright, looks good. Looks real good. Oh, clearance received. We just didn't get the doodaloo. So we are cleared to Pisa, runway 34 departure via the Tiger 2 Foxtrot. Alright, let's do that. Now we got the doodaloo. It's a little late, buddy. So runway 34. And let's get that. Como é que estás, bravo papa? Tiger 2 Foxtrot. Insert. So we got our clearance. Now we need to squawk 0346. I'm doing that before I confirm because that page will go away. So let's clear it. We need to look here. 0246, correct? Did I get that right? 0346, my bad. 0346, done. We're gonna set this to auto and standby. Alright, good. Let's confirm. We'll comply and send. We can also need clearance to climb to flight level 070, which we already set up here. Pretty quick. The Fenix is this reliable. Still aligning IRS though, still 2 minutes to go. We got a company message here. Probably the load sheet. Yep, we got the preliminary load sheet. Everything going fine, Andrew. Thanks for asking. So, good. We of course needed to confirm this with the company load sheet. This is the preliminary one, and then we got a pre-departure clearance being sent, and now we got the compliance or the confirmation load sheet. So we're going to accept them both, and we're good to go. Let's go back to A2, AOC. So we got another message coming in. CDA received, clearance confirmed. It's blinking, it's just not giving the oral warning for some reason. It comes, but it's delayed. Alright, so we are good to go. We don't need the weather, we got the weather right here on EFB. So, aircraft loaded, we can now start our APU. So press master switch to on. Wait about 3 seconds in order for the system to start up, and now you can turn on your APU. For that, most of the times the APU will be self-fed, so you'd only start the pumps. But on the A300, you need to start the inner pump 1 at least. And on the 737, I believe that's at least that pump needs to be on as well. I'm for sure on the 737. I mean on the A300. I just turn on every pump before I start the APU. You can do the same here. It's just you'll be wasting your time because there's no fuel actually being pumped yet. Just waiting for that APU to come. We can already tell the ground clearance, but we're gonna need to wait. We can set this to tower. Why do we wait? Because sometimes GSX disconnects the external power immediately, and that will leave us blind in here. It will shut off the main bus, and we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Looks good. Looks like the APU is available. So what we do here now is just bleed air for the packs, and then the automated system will bleed that air to operate the engines, the engine startup. All right, looks like we are good, and so we need to go to the tower, or sorry, ground. So, and we're gonna request push and start. Of course, we need to. Oh, this is a little bug I have with Beyond ATC when using the Fenix, and only the Fenix.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
It just reduces, mutes Beyond ATC sound, but it's confirmed now. Alright, ground crew is doing its thing. We can turn off the external power now. APU is doing its thing. Turn on the side lights.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
We got nose wheel steering disconnected. Let's go here to the flight plan. And now we are going to send this to the MCDU, and we are going to make our calculations here for, whoops, not arrival, departure, for departure. So we are taking runway 34. The runway is dry. We're going to sync the load sheet to the final, sync the weather, and calculate. Alright. V1 137, VR 137, V2 140. We got flaps 2 down 0.1 on the THS. Transition altitude is 5,000. Flexed temperature is 6.1. So we can either do this, or we can just write it down manually, or you can just import it, and there it is. We just imported that data. We exported from the FB and imported into the CDU. Done. Alright, let's go for the charts. So what we need now from the Corfu airport is just a reference for ground. So we're going to go here from the ground charts, airport, so we'll take off from runway 34. We're going to have to backtrack all the way down here, no biggie. And then as for the departure, it's going to be Tigra to Bravo, correct? Let me just confirm that. Or we can just look here. Yeah, Tigra to Foxtrot actually. So, of course, it's runway 34, and we need to go east. Sorry, west. So it's this is 2 Bravo to
Ryanair 25 Sierra Charlie, taxi to stand 1 via Alpha 2 Alpha.
Wrong one.
Taxi to stand 1 via Alpha 2 Alpha. Ryanair 25 Sierra Charlie.
Tigra to Foxtrot. Where is that? Tigra to Foxtrot. There it is. This is the one. So wrong departure there. All right. The 2 Foxtrot is this one, taking off from 34, turning left, and then all the way to Tigra, and then resume on navigation. PG. Alright, let's go back to the airport information and request taxi. So, actually, we need to face south, so we're just going to confirm that to GSX. Give me a second here. South. Alright. Looks good. We got APU. Let's disconnect everything on the outside. So let's go here to ground connections, remove the chocks, remove the GPU.
Release parking brakes, please.
And we are releasing parking brakes.
Commence in motion.
Just waiting for the clearance to start our engines. Corfu Airport is beautiful, by the way.
Clear to start engines.
Alright, let's start our engine. Start number 2. Here we go. Always forget this. Start number 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Creating your confirmation for a good engine start.
Number 1 starting. So it's cool on the CFM engines because it doesn't need to monitor like the IA and the Pratt & Whitney on the Neos. There goes number 1, so we can revert this to normal, and we can turn off the APU bleed as well as the APU master to banks back on. Alright, looks good. Let's turn on track IR here. Let's request taxi. Okay, let's line up. Good. So GSX first. Good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So we're going to set flaps 2. Right, full deflection left. Neutral. Deflection right. Neutral. Pitch up. Neutral. Pitch down. Neutral. Full deflection left. Neutral. Full deflection right. Neutral. Flight controls checked. Waiting for that ground clearance.
Tow track disconnecting. Pipe must be removed. Left is clean, right is clean.
Alright, waiting for that pin. There's the pin, the guy's hand, there it is. Let's call it
ITA 229 request taxi.
ITA 229 taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 34 via Alpha.
Taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 34 via Alpha at Aero 229.
So we need to taxi to Alpha right here and request backtrack. Let's go. So wait for that tug to move away. Taking cabins ready, thank you. Taking your sweet time, aren't you?
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. Right, looks like the tug's out. Let's go.
229, contact tower 120.855, bye-bye.
Over to tower 120.855 at arrow 229.
Setting the trim. So they're telling us to go to the tower because the holding point is right up ahead. That's using the darkness there. There's a plane approaching there for runway 34, so we're probably going to need to wait for it to land first. Can set our TCAS to TARA at this point, although we got TA only because we are on the ground. Lots of low-cost airlines in this airport. You know, it's a holiday destination when that happens. I had plans to take off in the daylight, but I forgot that in Greece it's 2 or 3 more hours. So it's darker there than it is in Portugal where I'm at, but hey, at least
Approaching
I tried.
1-6.
Alright, we are good to go. We've made our preps, so we're just gonna call them in and tell them that we're ready, but they'll probably tell us to wait.
At arrow 229 holding short runway 34.
Hit arrow 229, backtack runway 34. Call when ready for departure.
Really?
Backtack runway 34, call when ready at
That
arrow
plane's
229.
approaching. Well, let's expedite that. That's very... That plane's gonna go around, for sure. Hey, I only do what I'm told.
On runway 16. 1,400 meters remaining.
I've noticed when approaching this airport that this is a very steep turn towards the runway 34 when we approach from the hills. And we kind of reach offset. So when we landed here last time, I thought that we were very offset. I took control, and apparently, look at that. Apparently that's exactly what the approach does. It brings you offset. Probably to avoid these hills here. This is an RNAV approach, so it's not a direct approach by any means.
Tower, Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, RNAV approach runway 34.
You're gonna go around, buddy.
Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, tower, continue.
Wilco, Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot.
As we are on the runway, you should have all lights lit. Yeah, the plane's too close. It's gonna go around for sure. We could have waited. Could have told us to hold short. Look how offset it gets. We're expediting our turn here to make sure that we don't mess with that approach, but I don't think we're gonna make it. You see this?
30 meters remaining.
You see this little body of water here, this beautiful approach. There's this bridge here you can go for in real life and observe the planes approaching really, really close. Corfu is amazing for plane spotting.
All aircraft be advised, information might
On
now correct
runway
you in
34.
At arrow 229 ready for departure,
1011,
runway
set
34.
and cross-checked.
Hit arrow 229, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway 34.
What?
Hold short of runway 34 at arrow 229.
Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, go around. Fly runway center line, maintain 2,900 feet.
Told
Going
you.
around. Fly runway centerline, maintain 2,900 feet, Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot.
Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, contact Courtier, approach 122.355.
Contact Katir, approach 122.355, Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot.
ITA Aero 229 Tower, wind calm, runway 34 clear for takeoff.
Runway 34 cleared for takeoff, ITA Aero 229.
There we go.
Easy 9 4 Lima X-ray, holding short, runway 34. Easy 9 4 Lima X-ray, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway 34.
Flag set.
Hold short of runway 34. Easy 9 4 Lima X-ray.
Airspeed alive. Beautiful takeoff there. 100. V1. Rotate. Positive right gear.
ITA Aero 229, contact Cartier departure 122.355.
Contact Cartera departure 122.355 ITA Aero 229. Cartera approach, ITA Aero 229, passing 1000 feet, climbing to flight level 070.
Trust climb.
Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, turn left, heading 265. Turn left, heading 265, Ryanair 34 Golf
Set.
Foxtrot.
Trust climb.
ITA Aero 229, Cartier departure, identified, climb flight level 180.
Climb
What the
flight
heck is
level
going on
180 ITA Aero 229.
Autopilot 1 engage. After takeoff checklist.
RQ 051, contact tower 120.855. Have a good evening.
Contact tower 120.855, RQ 051.
Let's just go outside and appreciate the view. Speed check flaps up.
Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot, turn left, heading 165. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles. Turn left, heading 165, Ryanair 34 Golf Foxtrot.
As a plane passing beneath us right there. That's probably the plane that went gone around. Reaching the transition altitude of 5,000 feet. QNH set standard. Set and cross check. You can also set standard here.
Cartier approach, RQ 051, 900 feet.
RQ 051, welcome back. Continue.
Continue, RQ 051.
Altitude star. We have not been cleared yet, have we? Flight level 180. We were and I missed it. There we go. Guys, if you like what you see, follow Andrew's suggestion, leave a like. You can also subscribe to the channel, and of course there's a link in the description for the Buy Me a Coffee page where you can donate if you feel like it. All proceeds will be reinvested in future add-ons, both aircraft and scenery. And let me tell you, I already have a schedule for the next 3 flights. So I have secured two new aircraft that I will be debuting next week, or this week, sorry, probably on Thursday. I'm not going to say what it is because I want it to be a surprise, but it is something really, really new and fresh.
Arca 051, turn left, heading 265.
Turn left, heading 265, Arca 051.
Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. And we're going to set our ATC to...
Clear approach, easy 94 Lima X-ray, passing 1,400 feet, climbing to flight level 070.
Easy 94 Lima X-ray, Katira departure. Good evening, identified, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, easy 94 Lima
So we
X-ray.
have passed this, way past it. And we are now flying our course here. So this was the pre-selected course for the departure, but we eventually took off on the other end, so as long as we follow the procedure here on the ND, we'll be fine. And we're going to Tigra, which was the original intent anyway. Turn this off. Flight will take about 2 hours, but I'll accelerate time as I usually do.
Arca 051, turn left, heading 165. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles.
Turn left, heading 165, Arca 051.
One characteristic about the Fenix A320 family is this light is projected over the engine and the wing like in real life, and this creates a very realistic lighting system for the wing. However, there's a negative point about this, which is the fact that you cannot have engine vibration whatsoever. If you have
229, contact Athene radar 134.325.
Contact Athene radar 134.325 with arrow 229. Athene radar, it arrow 229, passing flight level 153, climbing to flight level 180, direct Tigra.
It's arrow 229, Athene radar, identified climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360 at arrow 229.
Like I was saying, this wing light, let me see if I can show you.
Contact Athene radar 131.33, follow the 77 uniform November, good day.
There's got to be an engine light here. An engine camera, I mean. Alright, this one's good enough. This one. So you see how the line is projected directly from the aircraft towards the engine and the wing. In order for this to be this realistic,
to NH1023, expect the ILS approach, runway 06 with the Juliet Alpha 430.
in order for this to be realistic, this engine needs to stand still. This is a limitation from what Fenix has done with the plane. So they said that for this very reason, they cannot make the engine vibrate like in other add-ons. The wings, however, do vibrate. They will vibrate according to the wind and according to the load on the wing, but not the engine, which is unfortunate. But on the other hand, I mean, I like this compromise. The engine looks realistically illuminated. Whoop, I think I messed up. Yep, I definitely messed up. Stand by. My bad. Passengers are sick. Everybody's complaining, especially Karen. My bad. See, nothing happened. All good. I was just testing the aircraft. The reason why this happens is because the controls to move the camera with chase plane are often the same with the same as the aircraft own controls. What is this? I reinstalled FS Fire. I had the idea I had uninstalled it. Well, if it's back, it's back. So it's been a long time since I flew the Fenix Bird, actually. It is quite a good airplane, still is. I would risk by saying it's still the best Airbus A320 family aircraft out there. Even though I wish that FS Labs was better than this, it is, I mean, in terms of simulation, it's arguable if FS Labs does indeed go deeper, but I do not own any CEO from FS Labs. I only own the Neo, the A321 Neo. There's no A320 or A321 Neo from Phoenix, so the comparison is a bit hard to make.
Center on 128.3 at Aero 229. Brindisi radar, 8 Aero 229, passing flight level 222, climbing to flight level 360.
So we're already in Italian airspace, Brindisi.
8 Aero 229, Brindisi radar identified.
So like I was saying, it's the comparison, the direct comparison is impossible to do because I don't own the A321 CEO from FS Labs. I only own the Neo, and Phoenix doesn't have a Neo. So what do we do? How do we compare it? Well, the planes are very similar. They're not equal. They're not the same. They're similar in terms of operations. The Neo, of course, has a little bit more performance and has some options that the CEO does not have, like the Drames radios, and other stuff. The transponder is integrated with Drames. There's the Pratt & Whitney engine that does the motoring stuff. The LEAP engine is, of course, a much more proficient engine, blah, blah, blah. But you can't really make a direct comparison. But if you really, really, really want to make one, because they're both Airbuses on the A320 family, then I would say that Phoenix wins by a short margin. Where does Phoenix win? Stability. It definitely wins in terms of performance. I mean, in frames per second, not really aircraft performance. Again, that's not comparable. It's just so stable and so reliable that I don't think I've ever had an issue flying the Fenix Airbus, and I have plenty of those with the FS Labs one. So, in terms of graphical or FPS performance, Phoenix wins. In terms of looks, the textures and the modeling on the Phoenix is close to flawless. I've noticed a few imperfections here and there, but I can't even remember where at this point, because the plane is so well modeled. Everything in this cockpit is intentional, and it looks intentional. It looks, I mean, let me turn on the dome light. Everything in this cockpit is developed like it's supposed to be there. There's nothing like misplaced or mismodeled. You can say the same of the FS Labs, but you cannot say the same about the texture. These textures are just amazing. Look at this. If you've ever been on the Airbus, on the real life Airbus, you know these textures by hand. Look at the cloth here. You can actually see the strains. you can see the stitches on the seat belts. I mean, this is attention to detail. You may say, yeah, but this doesn't make the plane fly, and you'll be right, it doesn't, but it's the photorealism that gets me, and I really like the way these panels reflect light. They're like dirty but usable, you know. Look at the accumulated dirt here. This is attention to detail. This is the intention to make a good looking plane. Same on the outside, lots of interactions, lots of little panels to interact with. I've not done a walk around today, but you've seen it in the past. That's where the FS Labs just gets lacking. It does get lacking. And I'll show you in the cabin. Betsy, take over here. I'll show you in the cabin how that is lacking. So currently GSX doesn't populate this cabin for some reason. We just don't get seated passengers, even though I selected it. A lot of the items in this cabin are not interactive, but this door you can actually operate, not flying of course, but when you're on the ground you can actually press the button, release it, press the button and open the door, and it will open just like the real door. Is it important for simulation? Maybe not, but you know, we like these things. The cabin lights are not modeled in the Fenix. I believe they are in the FS Labs, I'm not sure. Very important coffee machine. None of this is interactive, but neither are the cabin. Neither is the cabin in the FS Labs. None of this is important, so none of it is simulated. And I believe not even the loo is simulated. Yeah, it's not even here. Again, the cabin on the Fenix is very sparse, but so is the Neo on the FS Labs. Yes, the lighting on the FS Labs does have that new Neo look, but again, both of them do not model the cabin like I would say the Inibuilds airplanes that you can actually move everything around. But in terms of modeling though, I think the Fenix one looks better. The FS Labs cabin looks a little outdated in some textures. There are some textures that don't look that well, didn't age well. That's because that plane was modeled in FS 2020 and ported to FS 2024, whereas this plane was, the same happened with this plane, but they rebuilt the entire plane to be native to FS 2024. So for that reason, the entire cockpit and internal and external models, I believe, are much better in the Fenix than they are in the FS Labs. Let's close the door here. Again, we should have seated passengers, but GSX decided not to work, as it usually does. When it comes to systems, like I said, there is more depth in the FS Labs. There is, for example, you saw me requesting pre-departure clearance via the ATSU and AOC. On the FS Labs, they were so keen on replicating the real-life aircraft that they do not use the DCDU. They use the internal ACAR system. And yeah, that's alright, but Phoenix thought, yeah, but it looks, it's eye candy, but why can't we have, why can't we use the DCDU to operate the PDC? It's used for the CPDLC, correct? It is used for the CPDLC, but you know, PDC is sort of like CPDLC, so why not use it? So Phoenix, I think, took a path there. They made a choice, and I'm thankful they did because I really like the DCDU integration overall. What else? Sounds. Phoenix is 100-0 to any other module in Flight Sim. Hands down. The sound system on any Airbus out there is okay most of the times, but Phoenix took one step forward. The sound is just amazing. What's so different? I can't really say. maybe they recorded it better, maybe they mixed it better on the plane. I just love the way these engines sound. Inboard, outboard, they just sound amazing. Can't say the same about the FS Labs. External sound still sounds like fading away. It's not good, the external sound on the FS Labs. Internally, yeah, again, it's the LEAP engines. They're a little more silent than the CFM or the IAE engines. I love the sound of the IAE engines on the Fenix, to be honest. It sounds so cool. So we're now flying over Italy, and as you can see, like I said earlier, the weather is a little rough. It's not like thunderstorms or anything, but there is a cloud layer, and you can see this amazing cloud coverage courtesy of StrataWX, working flawlessly since I acquired it. Really think it's my best add-on in terms of external tools. StrataWX rocks, man. And I'm just about to remove. I am going to remove Active Sky. It's no longer a good device. Oh, this is the GTN 750. I'm just looking at the buttons I have up here. So yeah, there you have it. Is Fenix the ultimate Airbus in MFS 2024? At this point, yes. And I say that without a hesitation. Fenix is still the king, and it will be the king until someone else comes up with a better plane. I'm rooting for FS Labs, to be honest, because I think they have the right focus on realism and all that. But at some point, they need to hire a new 3D artist or someone that's more, someone that can both design better textures, but at the same time optimize the aircraft. Because while we're flying FS Labs, there's always stutters. There's always something going on with the flight model, or the textures, or both. So I think they should hire a 3D modeler, a better one, or at least another one to supervise the first one. So you can clearly see this is not a LEAP engine equipped aircraft, because we're taking our sweet time to reach this top of climb here. CFM engines are workhorses, but yeah, LEAP, they are faster, they produce more thrust, and therefore they can climb faster as well. Plane's like a rocket when it's sporting LEAP engines. We've been flying for 33 minutes since out of the gate. Guys, leave a like and subscribe if you're feeling generous. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee link. You can see it in your upper right screen. QR code shows up once in a while, or there's a link in the description below. I'll also, usually when there's more people talking, there will also be my Nightbot will also put the link up there, but today the audience isn't very talkative. I believe my good friend Andrew likes this livery a lot. So reaching the top of climb here. There it is, Alt Star, Mac, boxed. Altitude is captured. There it is, alt cruise set. Looks beachy. the ashes of Alitalia, which was declared bankruptcy. But of course, Italy could not remain without a national carrier. So ITA Airways was born. 5 years on, it's still flying, and not entirely at full capacity. I believe they, like I said earlier, I believe they operate for EasyJet on some flights.
8056, good day.
Brindisi radar, Ryanair 53 Quebec Charlie, flight level 381. Ryanair 53 Quebec Charlie, Brindisi radar, identified.
You can also see that this plane is registered to Ireland. Echo India Bravo, that's Irish registration. Or is it? Is it Irish? Let me confirm that. I think it is. Actually Italian. It's an Italian registration. My God, why was I thinking this was Irish? No, it is. EI is Irish. It's not Italian. Hold on a second. Yes, I was right. So it is an Irish registration. EIB is Irish because the aircraft is registered to an Irish company. And I just noticed my aircraft's registration, my own registration on the top of your screen is incorrect. It should be A320. So it will change in a second. So these planes are Irish registered, and I believe a lot of airplanes in the ITA Airways fleet are Irish registered. Let me check why. Because the planes are leased from Irish-based aviation finance companies. And apparently Ireland is the global hub for aircraft leasing, which is crazy. So there's the explanation. So both the A320 and A220 fleets are all registered in Ireland because the lessors are from Ireland. That's crazy. So I was right. These are, most of them are, if not all, are Irish registered, just like this one. So the Italian registration is India dash something something. Not Echo India, that's Irish. Alright, the name is corrected on top of the screen. I apologize for that. So that was the last flight with the Citation X. That's C750. That's the Cessna designation. So it's a Cessna 750 Citation X. That was from my last flight. Again, apologize. And if you want to know, we're now still flying over Italy, and we'll be there for some time. So the flight will we'll now time accelerate it so that we can get there a little faster. There you go. I need to monitor the flight compression though, because this plane doesn't really like to fly this fast. We're reaching the ETP, that's equal time point, that's the point of no return. I've already explained this 100 times on this channel, but I'm going to explain it again. If you're flying up to this point and you need to land as soon as possible without actually requiring an emergency, it's safer and closer to fly back to the origin airport than to fly to the destination airport. Of course, after ETP, it's preferable to just continue flying towards destination. When flying over land, it's not really that big of a deal, but when flying over oceans or large bodies of water or places where you just cannot land, it's good to know if you have an emergency whether or not you should turn back or continue towards your destination. That's the equal time point. Before this was depicted on the NDs, you would have to calculate this based on waypoints and duration, duration of flight, but now you just have that calculation done for you, which is always good.
Ryanair 53 Quebec Charlie, good evening, flight level 380.
So I think this is Foggia. Yeah, Foggia. So this is the city of Foggia. Looks like a bigger city from the top, but it's not really that big of a city. Getting some mild turbulence, especially because we have a very nasty nose wind. And you can see here what I was talking about. So the weather isn't bad, but it's not good either. It's cloudy, and the temperatures are a little extreme over some areas in Central Europe, where in others there are thunderstorms. So weather is looking very, very weird these days in Central Europe. So we are going to prepare our approach to Pisa. Pisa is, of course, not... I believe this is the first time San Giusto that I'm flying to in my channel at live stream. It's been quite a while since I flew there in real, outside of live streaming or within live stream. So let's prepare the approach here. Let's go for the arrival. Oh, it's not available? Where's that? It's not available at all. Don't worry. We got our ways. Right, so for Pisa, we're expecting wind 260 at 2 knots. Visibility okay, few clouds at 25,500, temperature 28, 2.22, QNH 1022. Let's insert that into our flight plan. Let's do it here.
Center on 128.3, ITA Bravo uniform.
So QNH 1012. Temperature is 28. The wind is set to 260 at 2. And we're going to land with config 3. We just need to set up our arrival. So first things first, I'm going to take a final look of where we at. Now cross country towards Pisa, not long now. So let's go back here to the briefing and let's go to the routing. expecting runway 21 Lima via the Marel 1 Golf. Select the RNAV Zulu to 21 Lima via Ivape. It's selected. And as for the star, we are going to pick the Marel 1 Golf. No transition. Alright, let's just hope this is what we got, but see how funky this approach is going to make us go on an S-turn here. Alright, we got 120 nautical miles. Let's let our passengers go to the toilet for a moment. As for the approach data, it is done. Let's go back here and just select config tree. We just need to set up the RNAV Zulu. Offset. Our MDA is 540.
ITA 229 cleared mail 1 Golf arrival, runway 21 left.
Hold on. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Normal. What do they give us? We are cleared for Marel 1 Golf, runway 21 Lima. Accepted.
Clears mail 1 Golf arrival, runway 21 left with arrow 229.
See the funky approach here already. Alright, so we are at about 70 miles from our descent, 69 miles from descent. We're gonna wait a little bit before we call ready for descent. Usually that will lead us, calling it early will lead us to some very steep descents. So this is the airport at Pisa. We are hopefully going for the civilian apron here next to 21 Romeo. So we're going to land at 21 Lima and turn left. We're aiming at Charlie here. Apply METAR. We're going to set auto brakes to low. Our landing weight will be we're expecting fuel on board is 3.9er and our zero fuel weight is fuel weight is 57.7, so with the expected fuel on board at Lirpa or Pisa, it's going to be 51.6. 51.6. Alright, whoops, what was that? We're going to land with flaps 3. Going to make a manual landing, max reverse, auto throttle on.
ITA 229.
So here we go. We got a factored LDA at 2,900 feet. This is the maximum LDA, and we are going to require 2,073 landing desired, landing necessary landing range. So we still have a lot of runway to stop our plane if needed. But yeah, we're gonna be exiting probably on Charlie. We'll try our best to land on Charlie. As for the VAP, forget about that. Our VAP, the runway is dry, by the way, so the VAP is not calculated here. I just noticed that on all the other airplanes we got a landing tool, landing performance tool, we always have the VAP. We don't have it here, but we'll have a VAP here, down here on the performance page. Let's go ready for the set. So our VAP is 143.
With Aero 229 approaching our top of descent, ready for low.
Aero 229, descend to flight level 150.
Descent to flight level 150 at Aero 229.
150 and let's go.
Roma radar fueling 3079, good evening, flight level
We're now on open descent.
Fueling 3079, Roma radar identified.
So we're getting a very strong nose winds here. I'm very excited for the next flight out of Pisa. I want it to be a little surprise for you guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy it because it's so different from what I usually do. I mean, I've tried some new stuff like flying business jets. I also flew some helicopters in this channel, and I've recently introduced regional jets as well. But I don't think you guys are ready for what I've set up for the next flight out of Pisa. It's going to be a very, very cool flight, and a flight that I really wanted to do for so long, but I was waiting for the plane that's coming. If you guys want a tip, what tip could I give you without giving it away? Let me think about it. Meanwhile, let's go here to our internal comms. No ATC required, just as expected. So, a tip, a clue where I'm going next, out of Pisa. So the next flight. I'm going to stay within Italy. So, you know it's a regional flight, but tip. It's a regional flight out of Pisa towards a very beautiful destination. And if I say anything further, I'll be giving away. I mean, only for those that know Italy, of course, but nevertheless, I wanted to keep it a little secret.
Easy 619 kilo, Roma radar identified.
So very short flight today. We're already above 80% of our total flight time. Getting closer to Pisa. So what's famous in Pisa? Of course, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But it's also a very beautiful destination for other aspects of the Italian culture. A lot of people just go to Rome, but Florence, Pisa, the Tuscany, really, it's beautiful, and the northern area above Milan is also beautiful because of the border with Switzerland and the Swiss Alps. Oh, we are overspeeding for some reason here. That was weird. because the winds are now 150 knots. That was, I've never seen such a thing. 150 knots out of nowhere. We're almost standing still right now. So this is hurricane winds. You saw that it was instant. We were instantly overspeeding. And let me guess, it's going to cut off abruptly as well. These are crazy, crazy winds. I'm going to need to talk with the guys at Strata, because this could be a bug. Or not. Maybe there's a thunderstorm, like I said. There are thunderstorms happening in Europe right now. Maybe that's what's happening at high altitude. It's totally possible. In fact, we can check here. Yeah, severe turbulence. So this is surface wind. We need winds aloft. I will need to consult the external program for that. Let me check. Hold on a second. I think this is a glitch. There's definitely strong winds here, about 78 knots, but not 150. So something happened here with the wind injection. I'm going to reference this to the team at Strata. Because look at that, 150 knots winds, that's absurd. Even at high altitude, that's absurd. With this, we're now doing 420 true airspeed because we have such a strong wind. You guys saw it. I mean, the plane was cruising fine, and all of a sudden we had 150 knots injected into the plane, and it just went nuts. It went overspeed. And even now descending, look at that, we're descending at 1,000 feet per minute, and the plane cannot keep up with those 240 knots. It just can't. It's just too, the wind is too strong. Let me try to refresh the wind data. Give me a moment.
On the radar, Ryanair 7 Romeo Foxtrot, flight level 410. Ryanair 7 Romeo Foxtrot, Roma radar identified. Ryanair 7 Romeo Foxtrot, report ready for descent.
Still 150 knots. Pressing this refresh button like there's no tomorrow. Nothing's changing. Still 150 knots. Man, this is crazy. Hopefully it gets better as we go down. Let me check the winds aloft here. The ones we just downloaded. Yeah, you can see here at flight level 340 it was 72 knots. We definitely felt that. But these are average winds. But still, way too strong winds. These are delaying us, by the way. Flight plan was going to take us over here, but now we're taking the RNAV, so it becomes a little funky.
Contact Roma radar 134.9 every day.
the slats.
Hit Aero 229 on the radar identified.
Just to help the plane decel. And bumping them back in. Slightly decreasing now. Here's hoping we get better winds as we fly lower. 140 knots is still a lot. Is that? Oh, for a moment I thought this was Duffman, like the beer guy in The Simpsons. Duffman. Alright, looks like the winds are getting milder now. Maybe that was the actual winds, who knows? Maybe that was the actual weather around here. I wonder if we can see the Tower of Pisa from above. Probably not. You can see the wind is so strong that the engines are producing power on the descent. So you know that's because of the wind for sure. Otherwise we'll be being pulled back. That beautiful turn. The winds are definitely giving us a little chance here. We're now achieving optimum descent, so we're back to managed descent. The plane will now probably require more drag. We'll see. Does request more drag, we can extend the spoilers or the speed brakes in this case. So on the ground they're spoilers, on the air they're called speed brakes. They do pretty much the same thing. It's just a variation of the name because of the different functions. Interesting info here on this particular livery.
Aero 229, contact Pisa approach 124.28.
Contact Pisa approach 124.28 at Aero 229. Pisa approach 8 Aero 229, good evening, passing flight level 241, descending to flight level 150 with information November.
8 Aero 229 Pisa approach. Good evening, QNH 101 to expect the Arnab Zulu approach runway 21.
Arnab Zulu, nice.
QNH 101 to expect the Arnab Zulu approach runway 21 left at Aero 229.
So we are going to perform the Zulu approach, that's what we wanted, or that's what we prepared for.
Ryanair 640 Colombia cleared directly upper, crossing up at or above 5,000 feet, cleared Arnab Zulu approach runway 21 left. Clear directive upper, crossing up at or above 5,000 feet, cleared Arnab Zulu.
This plane is going to perform 5,000. Should only leave 5,000 at or after.
Descent flight level 130 at Aero 229.
Continue descent. So even with the spoilers out, the plane's struggling to keep the speed. Look at that. How weird is that? So I'm gonna retract the speed brakes. The plane will probably just continue accelerating. Look at
at
that.
or above flight level 110, then descend flight level 100 at Aero 229.
Aero 229, descend flight level 080.
Descend flight level 080 at Aero 229.
Look at that. It's struggling. Let's deploy the speed brakes, otherwise this plane will go over speeding again. Look at that. It's just accelerating, even though the speed brakes out. Very odd indeed. Oh, that's why. It just disconnected auto throttle for some reason. I didn't touch that. Weird. Very, very weird. I honestly didn't touch anything regarding the auto throttle. Not even the throttle. The throttle is just standing there, touching it. Speed brakes in. Plane will continue to descend. We are cleared to 5,000 feet on the RNAV. Alright. Passing 15,000 feet. Airport is somewhere over there. We still need to make a right-hand turn, then another right-hand turn. And then we'll land opposite, so land towards the sea.
It's Aero 229, descend via start 5,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Descend via start to 5,000 feet, QNH
We're
1012
a little bit
at
above
Aero
the optimum
229.
descent, but it's alright. We're just following the flight plan and then we'll enter the RNAV approach right here. So this is the star. The RNAV approach will begin at Ivape.
QNH 1012.
There we are. Just a little orange cursor. QNH 1012. Send it right here for now. I hear there's some great beaches. I'm not sure if this is the right region for the beaches, but I think this coast here, this coastal area, has a beautiful beaches to go to. But don't quote me on that, I've never been there. I just heard someone saying it. Truthful or not, Italy is a beautiful country. says hi. She doesn't care. Right. Final turn before we leave the star. There's a vertical deviation right there as we approach the VNAV for, sorry, the RNAV for runway 21 Lima. So we can move this one. Here we go. Let's just confirm our performance page. We got 540 confirmed, config flaps 3. Let's turn on the advisory here for the GPWS. There's the airport. We'll be running the opposite way on 14 Lima with a bigger runway. Vertical deviation. So estimated precision will be 0.03. The current required at this altitude is 1.0, so it's not acceptable at this altitude, but we're not going to gauge that. The RNAV approach just now.
Directed up and crossing up at for about 5,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Zulu approach runway 21 left.
Cleared directive up and crossing up at or above 5,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Zulu approach runway 21 left at arrow 229.
Alright. Let's turn on our external lights here. And let's activate approach mode. Actually, it's already on approach mode. Can we see the Tower of Pisa from up here? Probably not. Cabin's ready. There's a little airfield down there. There. You can see the rotating beacon there. Green and white. The airport is probably beneath us now. Or maybe we can just see the runways. It really depends on the way developers design the airport. Maybe that's the airport right there. It's just can't see the runways from here. Let's activate the approach mode. descent glide path. Upper percent, 3.5 degrees glide path. 5%. We're going to pass between two hills here. It's going to be cool. This hill and the other one we just passed. Altitude set local 1012.
ITA 229 minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed at Aero 229.
Okay. Speed check, flaps, slats out, flaps 1. Advantage on the Airbus is that we can get to landing flaps 3 without lowering the gear. As soon as we pass flaps 15 on the 737 is we're going to start blaring the no too low gear or something like that, or the gear horn. So we are going to be set on little offset approach. But it's definitely doing its thing. I need to go back to Innsbruck because RNP for Innsbruck really challenges me every time. But I feel confident now that I'm doing our RNPs much better than I used to. So I really need to get back to Innsbruck. It's a beautiful approach. Very challenging approach.
ITA 229, contact Pisa Tower 118.755.
Contact Tower 118.755 at Aero 229. Pisa Tower, at Aero 229, RNAV Zulu approach runway 21 left.
ITA 229, Pisa Tower, continue.
Wilco at Aero 229.
Ryanair 64 Victor Romeo, exit right next available taxiway. Exit right next available taxiway, Ryanair 64 Victor Romeo.
Still not clear to land. You can see how offset that runway is. It is offset according to the chart, so it's not a bug. And the go around procedure actually makes us go around before we even get to the runway threshold on the other side. So it's pretty cool to see that.
Ryanair 64 Victor Romeo, monitor ground 120.08. Ground 120.08, Ryanair 64 Victor Romeo, good day.
Come on, clear me to land. Come on.
$2,000.
2000 check. I think Beyond ATC is giving landing clearances too soon, too late, I believe. We saw that going out of Corfu, and now we're seeing it approaching Pisa.
ITA Aero 229, wind 220 degrees, 2 knots, runway 21 left, clear to land.
Clear to land.
Runway 21 left cleared to
Good
land
now.
at Aero 229.
1,000.
1000 check. Gear down 3 green. Autopilot off. Check. I'm widening the curve here so I have more time to line up.
Approaching 2-1 right.
100 above. Minimum
Continue.
400.
Approaching 2-1 left.
That's,
300.
that's more like it.
Two 200. One 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Nice. Betsy, you forgot the landing lines, baby. And I forgot the auto brakes. We're both missing something.
900 meters
Reverse.
remaining. 600 remaining.
Auto brakes off.
Auto brake off.
229, exit right, next available taxiway.
So
Exit right next
we missed
available
Charlie
taxiway at Aero
because of
229.
my little hiccups here with the lights. And now we're gonna turn here at Bravo. Good enough, I suppose. Start clearing the aircraft. Runway exit procedures.
Approaching 03 left.
Decimal 08.
Ground 120.08 at Aero 229.
Stop here.
At Aero 229, request taxi to allocated gate.
8 Aero 229, taxi to ramp 25 via November, Kilo, Juliet Golf Papa, Romeo cross runway 03 left.
Taxi to ramp 25 via November, Kilo, Juliet Golf Papa, Romeo cross runway 03 left, 8 Aero 229.
So let's confirm here. So we're going through November, then Kilo. So we're not supposed to go through the military apron, but we're gonna cross the military and then Kilo. Then Juliet, I believe this is, we need to make this little turn here, then Delta. No. Oh, we need to hold short runway 3 Lima. Alright, so we need to do all these little zigzags here. All because I landed in the wrong point. So I'm going to cross 03 Lima here. No plane coming anyway. So this is the military ramp. Turn right on November. I guess it's serviceable for civilian airports to use the military ramp as a crossing. You just can't use it to park. What is this? Sort of refueling system for military planes, probably. Leader in and single engine taxi in procedures. Here we go. We were expecting a 2-hour flight. We actually got here 10 minutes earlier. And it was not from the lack of strong winds, if you guys remember. Just prepping the plane for parking. Runway 03 Lima, probably to go to Delta. That's gonna be an odd taxi. Alright, so coming up on Mike.
Heavy request IFR clearance to Malpensa.
Approaching 03 left.
840 Heavy, Pisa ground, information Oscar current cleared to Malpensa via the Biroc 6 Foxtrot departure, runway 21 left, climb via SIT to flight level 130 squawk 2000. Cleared to Malpensa via the Biroc 6 Foxtrot departure, runway 21 left, climb via SIT to flight level 130 squawk 2000, Postman 840 Heavy. Postman 840 Heavy, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start. Roger that, Postman 840 Heavy. Postman 840 Heavy at ramp 11 request pushback.
So we were
Postman
supposed to leave
Heavy, Pisa ground,
on this holding
approved.
point here.
Face northwest.
We would still have to go
Pushback
around
and
though.
engine start approved, face northwest, Postman 840 Heavy.
Around this area, this little area here. Is this a cargo or still military? That's the military ramp, but what is this here? Oh, this is military. Look at the C-130s there. so it could be a military
Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo, request IFA clearance to Dublin
American
Airport.
base.
Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo, Pisa ground information Oscar current cleared to Dublin via SPSI 6 Foxtrot departure, runway 21 left, climb via SIT to flight level 110 squawk 3722.
Clear to Dublin via SPSI 6 Foxtrot departure, runway 21 left, climb via SIT to flight level 110 squawk 3722, Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo.
Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger that, Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo.
Will they allow us to backtrack?
Postman 840 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Postman 840 Heavy, taxi to holding point Echo, runway 21 left via Papa, Romeo Foxtrot, Echo, cross runway 03
I would
left.
guess that in real-life operations they allow planes to backtrack 3. So they land on 21 Lima and backtrack on 21 Romeo for sure. Or
Ryanair
03
5
left.
Golf Bravo, at ramp 41 request pushback and engine start.
Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo, Pisa ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north, Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo.
Alright.
Approaching 21 right.
So, no option here. What do I do? Pisa ground, Itaro 229 and holding short runway 03 Lima. Or left.
Pisa ground at Arrow 229, runway 21 left is active for departure. Contact tower when at runway hold point.
Holding short runway 03 Lima, Itaro 229er.
Postman 840 Heavy, contact Pisa tower 118.755. Have a good evening.
Contact tower 118.755, Postman 840 Heavy, have a good evening.
Pisa ground at Arrow 229, runway 21 left is active
Alright,
for
I'm gonna
departure.
go fourth. I don't
Contact
care.
tower when at runway hold point.
They told us to taxi to ramp 25 and that's what we're doing. So we're backtracking here, which was probably what we should
Ryanair
have
5
done
Golf Bravo,
way
taxi
back.
for departure.
Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo, taxi to holding point Echo, runway 21 left via
On
Oscar,
runway
Romeo, Foxtrot,
03
Where's
left.
the courtesy? We're gonna
600 meters remaining.
Via Oscar, Romeo Foxtrot, Echo cross runway 03 left, Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo.
So there is no Papa and Romeo here. We'll just keep going. To ramp 25.
Ryanair 79 Tango Golf, taxi to ramp 16 via Alpha 1 Bravo, November Kilo, Juliet Golf Papa, cross runway 03 left.
Taxi to ramp
This is the
16 via Alpha 1
another
Bravo,
military
November Kilo,
apron.
Juliet Golf Papa, cross runway 03
We'll
left,
go
Ryanair
forward
79
on that
Tango
one.
Golf.
And it's one of those. That's the
Ryanair
civilian
5 Golf Bravo,
gates.
contact Pisa Tower 118.755, good day.
Contact tower 118.755, Ryanair 5 Golf Bravo.
There's another C-130. So now I'm guessing we need to find gate 25. Alright, so we got markings on the ground. That's done. Another C-130, this time from the Dutch Air Force. So this is 10, 11, alright, let's keep going. I can get the airport charts as well. Being lazy here. there's the Marshall. Yeah, that's right there. 23, 24, and 25. There it is. Let's just confirm GSX is tuned. Yeah, 25. Alright, there we go. Turning in. Set and engine cut off. Right, set our deboarding. Guys, get to work. Get to work, guys. What are you doing?
All aircraft be advised. Information Papa now current. Few NH1012.
You guys don't want to work or something?
Deboarding requested.
There you go. Get busy. Right, we're still toasting these people here. Flaps up, spoilers retracted, FCU reset, FMGC reset, fuel pumps off, seatbelt signs off. Good. Right. Doors are opening. Just be patient. That's why GSX wasn't triggering. Messages are coming out, and so are we. Alright, guys, welcome to Pisa and welcome to Italy. We're gonna stay in Italy for the next few days. And I think you're going to enjoy the next flights, as I definitely will enjoy. What are you doing, buddy? That guy's also dancing. What is this? Sit down, lady. A walk-in terminal. Passengers will need to walk their way to the terminal. Guys, this was the Fenix A320 flight out of Corfu in Greece. beautiful Tuscany Pisa airport in Italy. Like I said, we are going to make a few flights out of Italy in the next few days. If you guys don't want to miss, remember, leave a like and subscribe. If you guys enjoyed this content, also share with your friends, and please, if you're feeling generous, there's a link in the description for the Buy Me a Coffee page. Guys, again, this has always been a pleasure flying with you guys, but whenever these flights are so uneventful, they're so, you know, from A to B, no issues, no whatsoever, I always enjoy doing these things, because when things go wrong, it's cool to adapt and overcome, but still, this is what we expect with flying on a real-life aircraft. Is things will go smooth, things will go okay. So this is also something that I enjoy. And like I always say, even if you're feeling blue, if you're having issues in your life, look at that sky. Just stars. You can barely see anything, but look at the moon. Look at that. How beautiful that is. Enjoy life, guys. Enjoy the beautiful things we still have on this planet. And to look at them from the above is absolutely amazing. So, see you guys next time. Subscribe, leave a like, share, donate. It really helps the channel. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun, no limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the
Taxiing at ground 140 Alpha Bravo Kilo Juliet Golf Papa, cross runway 03 left.